Hey guys, I've got Matthew here. He's my son, and we're going to show you how to make and use these DIY dip bars. And as we're making these, we'll go over the parts list, how to assemble everything, and also how to make the modifications to make this work for your use, whether it's inside or outside. All right, Matthew, we've been talking about this for a long time. Are you excited to use these and make this?
Yep.
All right, so we're going to demonstrate that these can be made 100% from a, how old are you now? 17?
No. 13.
Oh, 13. All right, we're gonna make this from a 13-year-old. I knew that. So again, very DIY. Matthew's gonna make these, and he's also gonna demonstrate how to use these. I promised him for helping me, he's gonna get all the revenue from this video so he can use it to buy what? Reeds and a saxophone?
Yeah.
All right, cool. So make sure you guys share this video, you like, subscribe, leave lots of comments so my buddy Matthew can make some money off this. So to start, we've got all the parts here. A lot of these we had left over from other projects, a lot of these pipes. Some you can see are pretty old and pretty used, but not to worry, the pipe thread still works. So we went to Home Depot, we got all the connections that we need to do this. So the only tools you're gonna need, a pipe wrench and a knife. If you don't have a pipe wrench, a regular wrench would work. And the knife is just to essentially make the cuts. All the connection could probably be made by hand. You could probably do this all by hand without tools, but I do recommend some sort of wrench, pliers, and a knife to cut this. So to show you how easy this is, I'm gonna be off camera giving Matthew all the instructions on how to do it. He is a Boy Scout. He is trained in how to use a knife, and he's my son, so of course he knows how to use tools. So the first thing we're gonna do is make the bottom pieces. So we're gonna take the T couplings. We've got 2 of those for each side, and we are going to thread in the 12-inch pieces into the 2 sides, and then we're going to thread in, for the perpendicular side, we're going to thread in the 18-inch piece. So go ahead and put the 2 sides in. And to get these started, we're just going to hand twist them as far as they can go, and then at the very end we'll use the pliers. And since we're making 2 sets of dip bars, we're going to make 4 of these in total. Now when we were buying these, we were comparing the pricing between the black pipe and also the galvanized. Honestly, it doesn't matter if you're OCD and you want everything to match perfectly. I'd pick one color or the other, but I'll be honest, in our case, we're choosing based on price alone. So if something was $1 less than the other one, we got that one. Both of them, it doesn't matter what color it is, it's gonna work for you. Sometimes there might be metal spurs in these, so be careful. We made sure everything was clean in this case because these were cut in the factory, but if you have these cut in the store, there might be metal spurs on them, so you want to be careful so you don't get those into your hand. In that case, I'd recommend wearing gloves, but I think we're okay here. So into the top part of the T, what we're going to do is put the 18-inch pipe, and so just pull the caps off or twist the caps off, and then one of these is going to go onto the top of each of those. We're doing a good job, buddy. We're going to take the 18-inch pieces that we just took all the caps off and put those into the other side of the T. All right, and just for safety reasons, what we're going to do is we're going to take that pipe wrench. Now that we've got a torque arm, so go ahead and take the pipe wrench, and we're going to use that and tighten these down. The reason we waited till we got the T on to use the pipe wrench is you want to be able to have something to establish a torque arm, so when you tighten it, it's much easier to grab onto. And essentially, you just want this to be tight, because sometimes hand tightening, it can come loose when you're using it. So if you're able to tighten it with the pipe wrench, it's a lot better. All right, that looks pretty good. Now let's do the sides now. But I can tell this is a Hoots boy because he automatically started tightening it the right direction, so very smart. All right, so this is 1 down, 4 more to go, and while we've got it up there, we're gonna go ahead and put the 90-degree elbow on the top. And so when this goes in, you want this to basically face out perpendicular from everything. That way we can put the bar in between, and these are gonna connect with that 24-inch bar that we salvaged. We're going to put the 24-inch pipe on it now and use that as a torque arm to kind of twist it around a little bit. So go and put the 24-inch one in the elbow. So we're going to put it around the side of the table just so we can push it down with one hand and then use the other hand to basically twist it around until it's tight. Now again, this is the part that you're gripping onto, so you want to be able to make sure that it's 90 degrees from the T. And that's almost there. So that's pretty close. So we'll just, once we get the other T in place, then we can straighten this out some more. So now we're going to take one other of the T's and add the 18-inch piece into it, and we're almost done with the first bar. To make it easier to assemble, we're going to stick it on the 24-inch piece first, twist it around because this is the bulkier of the two. And it doesn't matter where it ends up facing in the end because we're going to twist it around until it's a little bit tighter. So now take the T and screw it into that. And remember, it doesn't have to be perfectly 90 degrees because we'll make the adjustments in the end. All right, that's good. Now twist that part towards the middle, 180 degrees. All right, now we've got all that put together. Go ahead and put that straight up and down. All right, so that is your first of the 2 dip bars. So we're gonna make the other one, and then we're going to put the padding on it and also put the feet. That way you don't scratch your floors up. All right, now we've got both sets built, and if you notice that the T actually sticks out a little bit further. So Matthew, grab the top and kind of show that it rocks back and forth. So to prevent this from rocking and also scratching up the floors, we're going to use this pipe insulation. We end up getting 1-inch insulation instead of 3/4 inch. It's a little bit big, but we're going to tape it off on the sides, so it should hold in place pretty good. So we've got a trained Boy Scout here. He is going to cut these in approximately like 4 to 5 inches, and then we're going to slide those into the 4 corners. All right, this should slide on pretty easy, and 7 more of those and we're good to go. All right, does it wobble? Much better, huh? Yeah. All right, so we're going to use the leftover parts on the top. Now, you don't want to necessarily go all the way across the top because some people prefer to grip the bar directly, but in our case, I want to cut these into 12-inch segments, so go ahead and cut about 12 inches. There you go, that's good. Go ahead and just tear that apart. Slide that over the top of the bar. Now we're going to tape this to itself. Now you can slide these back and forth, so I prefer to just grip it directly in the bar. You can do that, or if you want to use the cushion grip. I'm using these because we're going to use these for other exercises where different body parts are leaning against it. And you don't necessarily want that metal digging into your body. Now that we've got all the cushions on, we're just going to tape the ones on the bottom in place. You can either use duct tape. In our case, we didn't have any duct tape, so we're just using some leftover tape from a job site called zip tape. Works very good on the zip system. As you can see, these are mobile. That's why we made these a little bit smaller than like a regular dip set. So which one of these, put these a little bit closer to each other. Now you can have them far, you can have them close. Now the bottoms, even though they stick out that far, what you could do is kind of overlap the inside. So bring it in and just have them just a little bit offset. All right, Matthew, try out. Let's see you do a dip. So you could either do a dip where your knees are down like that. You can also, if that's just a little bit too much, you can stick your feet in front of you. Do some dips. All right. Now, the reason that we use the cushion, so go ahead and spread these out about 4 feet. Grab the bar. Now put your feet up on the other bar and do a dip. So this is why we ended up putting the cushion on here, because didn't want this to be too much tension on the Achilles tendon. So what do you think, Matthew?
Pretty good.
What do you think about that one? It's working different muscles. One last exercise we're going to show with this. We're going to show that you can do incline push-ups. Now we're doing this in our yard, so we're going to take this over to the retaining wall that we built. And what's really cool about this retaining wall, it's got different steps. So we've got different heights. So we're just going to do level for right now. So we're going to stick these in front of the retaining wall, and we're going to stick our feet on the retaining wall, and you can do push-ups. So what's really cool about these, you can do wide, you can do narrow, and you know, this versus a regular push-up, you can actually go down even further than a regular push-up, because with a regular push-up you stop at the ground, and with these you can actually go below the bars and stretch your chest just a little bit more. What do you think about that? You never gone down that before, have you? You like that?
Yeah.
What do you think? You think everyone should get one of these? You like how versatile they are?
Yes.
All right, cool.
This is pretty cool, and it's going to make me stronger.
All right, who you trying to look like?
You.
You trying to look like me? Well, I don't think dips are the secret sauce to that. I think it's eating a lot. So, all right, thanks.